president at Mysten Labs, and I'm going to take a few precious minutes. I wish we could talk for hours, but we only have 15 minutes, so we're going to have to get right into it. I have Jeff here from a partner at OKX Ventures, and I think when I met him, the thing that stood out to me is just how dynamic he is. And reflecting on our legal backgrounds, we both transitioned to business, and then he started telling me about the OKX business, which likewise is also dynamic. So to jump right in, Jeff, can you please tell me, what is OKX up to these days?
Sure. I think the MC just introduced us, consider us to be very local here in Dubai, which is true. We're probably the only sizable international exchange that got licensed and in full launch. We just announced this very exciting partnership with Franklin Templeton and Standard Chartered for a compliant product offering here, one of the first RWA traded in the region. And we're known as one of the exchanges that has been around for longest time. And when I say longest time, that's probably true. If you count our predecessor, OKCoin, we started off back in 2012. And but we're so much more than that. If you pull out your phone and hopefully you guys download our app, you will see it's not just the exchange mode. We also have one of the best, or the best wallet product out there. And thirdly, we just announced our OKX Pay product yesterday. Our founder Star, showcased that at the main stage of Token 2049. Now, I think we also so proud to have been working with Sui since the beginning. I just confirmed we are the first exchange that listed Sui, and with all the sea animals that keep coming up. Sometimes we list them, sometimes we helped, we supported on the TGE, and in case folks have some trouble accessing the tokens, OKX wallet would be the gateway, the access point. That actually exactly the point. We want people to know us, the name, not what you see on the McLaren car, but also your dear crypto partner when it comes to the self-custody, when it comes to the trading, looking for the alpha, or just play around, right? Mandeep just spoke very eloquently about the whole Bitcoin ecosystem. We're proud to be the first wallet that is supported ordinals and all these Bitcoin innovations almost probably 3 years ago, and we invested and partnered with Unisat, another very good wallet that is BTC and Bitcoin ecosystem compatible. We've done so many things with Sui, and I think we will have the honor to continue to work together.
Naturally. We've talked about Bitcoin, and we just talked to the Stacks team, and I know that Bitcoin has a lot of your mind share these days. One of the tensions that I think we're exploring, and is very interesting about BTC-Fi, is that hodlers have been conditioned to think of Bitcoin as a precious asset, something that you need to keep safe, something that is a store of value, gold. And so how do you reconcile turning Bitcoin into a productive asset through programmability versus this idea of, hey, we should take this offline. We should put it into cold storage. We should keep it safe in a wallet.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a lawyer by training, so I tend to make all these concepts clear. So when we talk about Bitcoin is the network, right? As a system. BTC is one of the assets there. And the great thing about the developers and programmability of all that is we will see, hopefully one day, there will be more assets to be deployed on Bitcoin network. So that's one. Two, I think for longest time, we're saying that BTC is digital gold. But with the ordinals, with all these BTC-Fi, I would argue that BTC now becomes a piece of land, right? Where you can actually grow your crops, you can capture the raindrops, you can do all these great things, but not just to sell your piece of land to the developers, aka ETFs or these financial reps, right? I think there is still a tremendous advantage for folks to hold BTC assets in their wallet, and to be knowledgeable about how to turning all these assets and create yields on top of that. Stacks creates a good way to do it. There are many other, a few other, I would say many, And we will, as an exchange, as where our users hold all these BTC assets, we want to create ways for them to have some on-chain solutions for the yield generating aspect of the assets. So I think that's what we would argue is the difference. We've been in this space, both Kevin and I being in this space for a while. I remember in early days when you hold a BTC, we all say HODLs. We all want to treat this a little bit of cult. But later, when you see more and more financial products coming out of it, right, and all these mining companies getting listed, there's a host of mining farms got listed, ETFs are coming out. The BTC inevitably already become a financial product, right? And I'm not saying you should not hold your BTC, but if there's a good trade, why not? Mm-hmm. But if you're a developer, if you're a little bit of holding a little bit DJing kind of a spirit, there are much bigger world outside, and I think that's what the exciting Bitcoin network as well as blockchain can bring to the table, I guess.
In your day-to-day, obviously you focus a lot on capital allocation and through your ventures business, looking to find promising teams. And we spent some time talking about BTC programmability, which we know is very top of mind in industry right now. What other areas in the meta narrative really excite you? When you're looking at how to make investment decisions, what other places are you focusing now?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. I think first of all, OKX Ventures is a corporate venture, and so we don't have outside investors. So this corporate venture serves the purpose to formulate and execute, our firm's, vision or mission, of promoting blockchain technology, promoting crypto in general. I think we changed our approach a little bit. We have a very small team. We used to chase, all the projects. We still love to talk to founders and guys with great ideas. But lately, I think, with all the foundations now become more and more active, mm-hmm. we actually love to work and talk to the foundations, and because you guys know the ecosystem better, or hopefully better.
And, I hope so.
Yeah, and we would like to be very much aligned. In the case of Sui, with the foundation, with Mysten Lab, about the which is the next big sea animals you guys are working on,
yes.
and to understand the directionally, how we can be supportive, not just from the capital perspective. I think we think our resources worth something, right? And and our infrastructure, all that. And at the same time, we want to be very much aligned with our ecosystem partners as well. Now that we're launching our OKX Pay, we are very much like to be aligned with Sui Foundation when it comes to stablecoin, when it comes to PayFi, and when it comes to the on-chain identity, verification, storage, so on and so forth. So there is a lot of, when I say all these things become less, of an alpha necessary, but I think honestly it is a lot to go if we can connect the dots and put a lot of connecting these projects into the much bigger user base or wider audience that we as an exchange can bridge. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're obviously very grateful for OKX's support of Sui projects in our ecosystem. I think one of the things you just mentioned that really resonates with me is this idea of the strategic relationship is more than just capital allocation. When we look at how we try to grow our ecosystem, and you're just looking at getting over the cold start problem that you see in base layer infrastructure ecosystems, I think at ground zero, you often see grants. You see foundations distribute grants. And the ROI on that, quite frankly, can be spotty. But you need to do that because you need to grow the ecosystem from nothing. And then you can move into instruments like investments, where now you're looking at equity, you're looking at investments where you're kind of getting something in return for the capital that you're putting into the ecosystem. Mm-hmm. And then if you go one step beyond that, you can start to look at milestones, where now you introduce this idea of this symbiosis of, as you grow, and you contribute to the ecosystem, then you see more rewards.
Yeah.
When we look at this on the Mysten Labs partnerships team side, as well as the Sui Foundations folks on the ecosystem team, I think there's this obsession that we're hyper-focused on now of these structures can make sense for certain partners, but the holy grail of all of this is finding this partnership where you are co-creating, where you are so intertwined with each other that you are really building that business together. And I think that is a sensibility that ideally as a strategic investor at OKX, you're trying to get into with partners as well.
No, absolutely. I can't agree more than that. I think we as an exchange are very much aligned with the foundation, with Mysten Lab on that. We all are here to support innovation, want to work with developers, entrepreneurs, to come up with good ideas, to try different things, to fail early, and to just enjoy and share and celebrate this great ride forward. But at the same time, I know we started off as everybody else with we sometimes we understand, we share the mindset that if there is a KPI, there are milestones, there are certain numbers we want to hit. We got a lot of increase about what kind of user growth, user data, what kind of social heat that we need to get in order to get listed or in order to get investment. So we share the view that Kevin just elaborated, which is don't just be hyper focused on these numbers. Start engage your other stakeholders early, be it the foundation side, Mysten Lab side, or OKX, or other exchanges, other VCs. Engage with them early. Share your story, share your vision, your development plan. Every firm has a pretty hard box that they set in place so that they can put things in work, but that's not end of it.
That's
we need to understand what drives, what is behind all these things, right? If you can articulate well your development thesis, and if you can show progress from time to time, not necessarily in sync with what the other guys told you to, try to make a case, and that actually usually works much better than just work with certain advisors out there and help you achieve those goals. I think we're in blockchain business, everything is pretty clear on chain, and oftentimes in the process of working with Kevin and his team, we will provide certain monitoring tools, some data, some feedback that we actually exchange, or as a wallet would be able to catch. And I think we do take that part of monitoring, that part of data as a public good to share with ecosystem partners, for developers to kind of keep themselves honest, and also for the foundation and all the stakeholders to be on top of things, I guess.
That's great advice for the builders, the risk takers in the audience. I think that this idea of what we ultimately want more than anything is for you to succeed and to build sustainable businesses.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that you are not focusing just on milestones, but you're really focusing on building something that can, create shared successes, both for your business as well as for us. We're already out of time. We didn't get through nearly any of the material, but really, thank you so much for spending some time with us. And
just here to celebrate, guys.
Yeah, don't be shy of asking either of us questions.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Go to the moon or Mars or anywhere.
Yes.
Cheers.